It's an album that I think takes some stuff from our first record, some stuff from our second record, and hopefully builds on that in a way that's completely its own as well.
There's a different kind of energy to this album. We had, written on the road before and written in basements and rehearsal spaces, and this time we found a spot in Hamilton where we live, where we could bike there. It bred positivity in the music in a way that we probably wouldn't have gotten if we were hiding out somewhere.
Put up in the distance, even in the dead night, we can make it to the morning. We could get things right. It's been a tough go lately. I hate choosing sides. What we do in the darkness will come to light, alright.
So Mike has this weird kind of guitar player man strength that I don't know how he acquired it. Like Max and I will run into him, we'll jab him with our guitars, and it never makes him miss a note or screw up. Max is a really, really good navigator. He can find directions on Google Maps or GPS quicker than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
But I think the thing I appreciate most with Nick is that he's like very humble, and he's very modest, and the moment anybody gets a little ahead of themselves, their head or ego starts to grow, Nick is the first person to bring them down a notch, and I think that's very important. The thing I really appreciate about Anthony and Tim is that they both take their craft as musicians like very seriously. They are like the most professionally trained in the band.
For Max, I would say the way he brings together the group of us and keeps us all motivated, that is so valuable. I think Tim is the most hilarious guy in the group. He is so funny, but Tim has so many like well-timed one-liners, and he keeps us all cracking up.
Hundreds of stories before I showed up, and they tell them to me and pull photos up, and they're all connected like a pair of handcuffs. No one seemed affected, that everyone had woo. But there was a softness, some kind of understanding. Those 3 AM decisions, always shaky landings, and no one ever knew what could be demanded. Maybe it was the cards that she was handed. You call me up from a payphone, I said hang tight, I can drive you home. You put on up, then with a southern accent, I offered you my dad's leather jacket.
Yeah, so the new record definitely goes in a few different directions. We have a lot of different musical inspirations, and so we obviously take from our favorite bands. There's some real like rock and roll moments, like The Clash or The Replacements. There's some more like kind of 80s inspired pop moments like Don Henley or Phil Collins. And there's some like modern influences in there, like just modern pop music you hear on the radio, like Katy Perry or Kanye West. But I think that's what keeps the record fresh, is the fact that we kind of delve into a few different kind of genres.
The song I'm most proud of is Never Thought That This Would Happen. That song, I think, is a new one for us. It sounds in some ways like just a rock song like you would expect from us, but I think we've never really written a song that's so patient and that takes its time to really like work on a groove.
Beating the drum all night, dancing naked around a fire, leaving trouble behind, swimming in the water. We found the tent with the flashlight, we were looking for a hideout, where you're praying for no strings. Sometimes you get tied down. Sing now. He and I never thought that this would happen, and you got out weird after the weekend. Sometimes you make out with an old friend, and I ran at first and I'm sliding in a second. Oh!
I often kind of dig through different images online. Like that's like a good like nerdy habit of mine, to start digging. And I was digging through all these really cool images, like image banks online, and I found this collection in San Diego, and they had all these photos from like the mid-'80s of testing the stealth fighter. As a kid, was like a really cool thing. It was really interesting sort of seeing it 20 years later, the beauty of it as like a piece of art, and also the photos weren't really taken that way. They were taken by somebody documenting just the process. So I thought it was kind of interesting. As well, the image of it in the space that you see on the album cover is like a sort of like an acoustically treated room because of the way the Stealth Fighter worked and the way sound waves bounced off it. That's how they had to test it. They were using sound too, but like in a totally different way. They were trying to harness sound in like a cool way. And so I just thought that the combination of those two things was cool.
If you want me to boil it down, oh, you cynical bastards, get out of town. If you want me to boil it down, oh, you cynical bastards, move a little faster. If you want me to boil it down, oh, you cynical bastards, get out of town. If you want me to boil it down, oh, you cynical bastards, move a little faster. It's a hell of a scene. Jackson Square dropouts avoiding police. If the 80s were tough, the 90s were mean. I was left for the desperate. Well, these fast cash machines and that easy money never helped anything. With that kind of juice, man, it ain't worth the squeeze. But month by month, I feel a change in the breeze. So stop moving on, make your own history. What? Now if you want me to...
I think we're just like more adventurous, like sonically, when it comes to the production of the record, and I think it was exciting for us. And who knows? I mean, next time maybe we'll do something really stripped down and really straightforward. But I think we were really following our like artistic gut when it came to like the choices we wanted to make with recording the record.
Playing live is always like, it's interesting. It's like out of a 12-hour day, you play for maybe like between an hour and a half or something, and that is like the best time for me in the day.
That's the one thing that we're the most lucky, is that we got to choose all of our coworkers who are our friends, and we definitely make each other laugh quite a bit. So
actually, I have this thing. If you ever get frustrated, I highly recommend. I tell this to everyone. If you get frustrated, just start Googling pictures of dogs. Doesn't matter which kind. But if you just Google pictures of dogs, you'll just start kind of laughing because the dogs are hilarious.
I understand it was all a bit much. It's a bit of a circus. It's a little bit rough. I heard this place was run by the mob, buying everyone off down at City Hall and those Oakville moms, they stick up their nose. Those Burlington dads keep their daughters at home. If you're the kind with nothing to say, you heard about this party, you're playing for Ryan, break it down. Now if you want me to boil it down, oh, you cynical bastards, get out of town now. If you want me to boil it down, oh, you cynical bastards, move a little faster. Now